Hello everyone and welcome back to Crypto Empire, where we dominate the crypto market. I am your host for today's live stream. My name is Connor and welcome everybody to the Friday afternoon show today. Let's get the weekend started the correct way with Crypto Empire. We have a lot to discuss right now, mainly the bearish price action that we're seeing in the crypto market. We had a big breakout at the start of the week, but there was no follow through. No momentum higher, which leads me to believe that we are headed for a correction right now. So I will be diving into the charts head first to go over all of my analysis on exactly what I am seeing on Bitcoin and altcoins. So let's get things started with our crypto market overview, shall we? Shout out to Reverend Flashback saying, hi Connor, how are you doing? Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you too, Reverend Flashback. I'm doing very good. I appreciate you being here on time for the live stream, as you always are. Let's take a look at the market right now. And Bitcoin holding on to $29,000 as of right now. I'll be hopping into that chart in just one moment's time to go over that. And for the most part, altcoins are basically just flat or bleeding out. Some altcoins look okay. Some look absolutely horrible, and yeah, most of them actually look pretty horrible right now. They're just losing support after support after support. Nothing is holding. It's just a slow bleed out right now. Well, let's take a look at the gainers and losers. Looking at the gainers, a few of them are up. You got BNT, Bancor, up 56%. Basically, a bunch of the low caps. Pirate Chain is up 21%. A bunch of low cap coins are up today. Nothing in the top 100 is doing anything. And same with the losers on the day. You got XDC. XDC pumped yesterday and now it's down 18%. So a lot of manipulation in this market. Pumps and then just sell-offs right after. Nothing is holding, even if you do see a decent pump. So really interesting time right now, and really what's going on is just what I see on social media, crypto Twitter, stuff like that. You know, people, the sentiment is really, really low right now. A lot of people are just giving up hope altogether. They're giving up faith, and they're losing their belief in the crypto market. And let's hop into the chart right now, because this goes in tandem with what I'm saying. So I want to take a look at some longer term price levels from 4 years ago in 2019, just to kind of go over the cyclical 4-year cycle. But let's start things off with Bitcoin's local price action. By the way, shout out to Paul O'Hara saying appreciate all the updates today. No problem, Paul. Appreciate you being here. We got Michael DJI Manor in the building saying welcome back, Connor. How you doing? Doing good. Thank you, Michael. Hope you're doing good as well. Despite the crypto bloodbath, hope everything's going well. Yep, sure is. Appreciate you being here, Michael. We got Therese saying hi, Connor, from Ireland. We'll take a look at Solana. We'll look at that in a little bit. And shout out to Dre and shout out to Randy as well. All right, so let's take a look at our Bitcoin chart here on the 4-hour price range. The first thing I'm going to show you is that we have been going sideways, dead sideways for 11 days straight. Let me pull up my date and time measurement right here and show that to you. So for the past 11 days and 16 hours, we have been trading between $28,860 and $30,000. So about a $1,000 range right here for the past 11 days. Okay, this market is dead. Nothing's happening. We had a very exciting Monday and Tuesday of this week. As you see, Monday we sold off, Tuesday we pumped up, but it just sold right back into the middle of the range, basically the lower part of the range. So like I said in the intro, even altcoins as well. We looked at XDC. This is Sol. Let me pull up XDC real quick. We'll go back to Sol in a second. But XDC is an example, right? We go to the daily time frame. Thing's been on a tear. Okay, it's having a healthy pullback right now, after hitting the 1.0 Fibonacci extension level up here towards 10 cents, 9.4 cents. Seeing a sell-off after hitting that level now. The banker coins are certainly picking up a little bit. That seems to be the only thing the people left in the market, you know, care about or talk about. is banker coins for the most part. But yeah, I mean, there's just no holding after a pump. Everything just sells right back to where it was. It's a scam market is basically what we're seeing right now. So Bitcoin, main thing we want to see is very simple. Our Monday low price is $29,100. It's very important if we're not going to crash and sell off that we get back into our Monday range at the minimum. And this is a big green shaded box here. Okay, this is a key support resistance flip level. We need to get back above 29,100, 29,200. If we fail to do so, well, then we are going sub 27,700 most likely. Okay, I talked about this on Sunday. I'm going to talk about it again right now. Yeah, it's just a very slow moving market, and there's no follow through on any moves higher. The only thing giving me somewhat hope right now on Bitcoin is the fact that this trend line here of this huge descending wedge, right? The trend line is still holding as support. It's sliding, it's slipping and sliding off of a cliff. And as I dive into more altcoins, you're going to see that I have a lot of descending trend lines drawn on altcoins, and they're just slipping and sliding on their trend lines. A few of them went like this and just completely, like you guys can't see that. Right, most altcoins are just slipping and sliding lower like this. Some of them, like Litecoin, went like this. Just completely lost the plot. So it's very weak. But yeah, the only thing giving me hope right now for BTC is the fact that it's still bouncing from this line. But it doesn't mean anything if it cannot reclaim our Monday low price at $29,100. Okay, so that's what you want to look for if you're optimistic and bullish right now on the chart on Bitcoin. But objectively speaking, the chart simply is not looking great, right? As you see, we broke down from 29,500. That's a huge level, by the way. So, yeah, if we cannot reclaim 29,100, where are we going? We're going back down into here. And make sure everybody can see all of that. Get the chart full screen. There you go. Yeah, we're going down into here. 28K, 27,700 is really what I'm expecting. Expect Bitcoin to trade into here if we cannot reclaim our Monday low price. It's really that simple. That's the main thing you need to be concerned of as we head into the weekend right now. I'm not expecting anything big to happen over the weekend. Every single weekend, as it's been for the past few months, really, nothing is happening on the weekends. Okay, everybody just leaves their computers, and there's just very low volume altogether during the week, and then the weekend, the crypto market becomes a ghost town. So don't expect anything major to happen this weekend. Of course, something could, but I doubt it will. But the main thing, again, we cannot reclaim our Monday low at 29,100. Very good chance we head back down into this previous trading range, sub 28K. How far past we go that? As I've said, I don't think we go past 25. I expect this low to hold if it even does get tested. I think this whole area is going to act as the bottom support for BTC when it does go down there. If I pull this up to the daily time frame and I put the 200 daily EMA on the chart, that's at $27,000 exactly in a demand zone as well. All right, so 200 daily EMA, price likes to use it as support and resistance. Right now it's in a clear uptrend well above the 200 daily EMA, but yeah, if we're going to fall, that's a good level to test. Okay, objectively speaking, price likes to test the 200 daily EMA, and that is sitting exactly at $27,000 as it does stand. So Bitcoin not looking great whatsoever, looking very weak, looking lame, and we'll see how the daily close ends up. But you know, a daily close below 29K is is not looking good whatsoever for BTC. Now, when it comes to Ethereum, Ethereum's still holding stronger than Bitcoin. We can take a look at ETH BTC, and on the daily time frame, has sold off, but ETH is still not losing as much ground as BTC right now. ETH still above 1814. Let me make sure I'm on my correct chart here. 1814 is the low from back here in late June. Okay, it got swept on Tuesday. Price pumped to the top of the Monday range at 1873, 1875 up here. Sold right back off. Okay, so the Monday range, again, it's the most reliable strategy if you're going to scalp the market. Just wait for the fresh range to form every single Monday and you have your levels to trade off. This week it went a bit lower to the previous week low. Swept 1814. That's the main liquidity pocket that I've been talking about for weeks here. You guys should all be familiar with that if you follow along the live streams and what I'm saying. If you actually pay attention, you've probably heard me say 1814 a dozen times. And then Monday high as well. Sweet, back down to the low. So we're playing ping pong in the range right now. The range trading market. But on Ethereum, the main thing you need to be concerned about is these lower levels and the bull market trend line that formed after the FTX crash. And we can see that on the daily time frame. Go to a 3-day. On the 3-day time frame, right, you have your lows from the FTX crash over here in November. You have the touch on the March 10th banking scare fiasco that we saw when the Silicon Valley Bank went down under, right? Price came, retested that trend line. And then again, the June lows touched that trend line again. So this is the new bull market trend line. Ethereum has not broken down from that trend line just yet. So I can't say that it's looking totally bleak. If it does end up breaking the trend line, well, that's a pretty big macro signal to, it's a big, flare shot in the air, warning shot heard around the world. If it breaks this line, it's really not looking good at all, bruv. So that's the main thing on ETH, and the main liquidity pocket demand zone already labeled for you clearly on the chart here, starting at $1,780 for Ethereum. All right, so we go lower. This is where we go. We go to this trend line between 1780, 1760. Some key lows, some key liquidity over here in this area, as well as this entire demand zone I have. It goes as low as $1,680. So this is what we have to watch for on Ethereum. It is coming right now. It hasn't been touched since mid-June, right? All of July, price trading higher, hit 2,000, rejected on this weekly level up here. All of this is left untapped. All right, so expect this to get tested. Expect sub $1,800 Ethereum, expect 1780, expect 1760, expect the trend line test on ETH. And of course, hopefully it does hold. We're going to see what happens when price does come down here. I talked about this a few weeks back, the fact that we could get a deviation. We could come down to the trend line. We could lose it. We could trade down here. Everybody goes short. Everybody thinks we're going to nuke, but we reclaim the line. That is possible, but we're going to cross that bridge when we get there. There's no sense in trying to predict 5 moves ahead right now. Right? The main thing is the bull market trend line test. 1780 to 1760 for ETH. Let me catch up with our chat here. We'll look at Solana right now as well. We got Topi Wales with us. What's up, Topi? We got D Jenny from the blockchain, aka Moby Sage, saying hi, Connor. Thanks for going live. Gotta go, but I'll watch later. Sounds good. D Jenny from the blockchain. So that's Bitcoin and Ethereum. No sense right now in talking about kind of bull cases, because the bull case, the bullish scenario is just a pump from here. Okay, this is at support. Support is support until it's not. right? You expect support to hold until it doesn't. All right, so it's still holding right now. We're holding the low at 1814 on ETH. So if it's going to pump, if it's going to have some kind of revival, it's going to be from right here. But objectively speaking, if we're talking in terms of probabilities, probability says that we do go lower from this point. Just the fact that everything is so weak and we're failing to reclaim our Monday lows, our previous week lows. No key resistance levels are being flipped to support, which is why probability says we do go lower. Now we're going to look at Solana, or Therese Doyle from Ireland, asking about Sol. She said, looking at Sol and learning market structure, so do you think Sol will have to make a lower low? Wyckoff would say it could be order block about $11 or spring. So I don't trade the Wyckoff accumulation pattern, so I'm not familiar with that, so I can't speak on that. But I can talk about the market structure and what I see happening right now. So we're looking at Solana on the daily time frame. And Solana is one of the better looking charts right now, albeit this daily candle. Let me zoom in so everybody can see it watching from home. This daily candle here is very bearish, right? Why is that? Well, price tried to push higher and it tried to reclaim the Monday low price at $23.55. But as you see, it got rejected right from that level. Sellers rejected it. And the way this daily candle is going to close, it's going to close in an hour and 20 minutes. That's a very bearish daily candle close. Right? That's what you call a rejection, a seller rejection. So let's look at this chart for a second. If we do go lower, where can we expect price to find support? Well, there's a few things we look at. I'm going to pull a fib, but I already know that our 50% is going to be right in here. I haven't measured it yet, but I can just tell by looking at the overall move here, the lows with the highs. The 50% is going to be somewhere around here. So let's go ahead and confirm that right now by pulling a Fibonacci price retracement from the high down to the low. Make sure we get our correct fib levels. Okay, so our 50%, I was slightly off. Our 50% level is at $22.45. And price is already on that. Okay, so the 50% fib already tested as support. It is holding right now, but the way it looks, it does not look great, especially with today's daily candle. There's just no juice. There's no steam. There's no buyers. And then lower than that, we have our golden pocket at $20. All right, so if we lose 22.50, which is our 50% fib, also, right, we have this trend line here. Remember, trend lines, they're not exact lines. They are zones or areas of price. Okay, so you don't have to think that the exact point on the trend line is the only support level, right? This whole area is support. So we have the trend line holding as support, and we have the 50% fib level holding with a ton of selling into it and multiple tests now of it. Okay, so if we do go lower, demand zone is already marked out conveniently for you here on the chart, right here around $20. And that also lines up perfectly with the golden pocket. And I'm curious, where is Solana's 200? All right, so another interesting observation we're finding out right now in the live stream is that Solana's daily 200 EMA, this pink line here you see in the middle of the screen, at $22.61. I'm going to zoom in more so that everybody can see it. Price is sitting right at the 200 daily EMA. You want this to hold as support. If the uptrend is going to hold and continue higher, the 200 daily EMA is the most important line or metric on the chart for that to happen. So if it's going to pump, it's going to pump from here. Like I said with ETH, right? These levels, I made the text on my thumbnail for a reason, major inflection point in crypto, because it is just that. We are sitting, all prices are sitting at major inflection points where we've been going sideways for 2 weeks straight. It's either up or down. We're at a major inflection point. And that's clear as day here in Solana with price directly at the 200 daily EMA. So if we do lose it, this is certainly interesting in here. $21 to $22 in my Telegram group this morning. Over here, talking about Solana, I said if it doesn't hold, $22 to $21 will act as support. You guys can join the free Telegram in the link down in the description below. But yeah, so we have this demand pocket over here, 21 to 22, and then the golden pocket at 20. Those are going to be good buy levels for Solana. Anyway, back to the original question. Teresa says $11, right? So that would be a sweep of this low from June. If we get the big crash, right? If we get a huge sell-off, and every asset in crypto, Bitcoin, ETH, altcoins, if we get like a huge catastrophic move down, they're all going to go test their June low levels. So that's why Teresa is saying 11 for Solana. I understand where you're getting that from. All right, if you look at the June monthly candle, this is the 1 month chart now. The June monthly candle goes down to $12.79 here. So that would be like doomsday, Therese. That would be doomsday $11. Realistically speaking, 20. Yeah, 20 would probably be the best buy level you can get, because the thing is, when Solana does break out, which it will eventually, your target is $37. And that's a really, I mean, this level will get hit. First of all, you have the 0.27 fib extension, which I just realized right now lines up perfectly with $37. And you also have the low from the crash back in May of 2022, right? That's when the crypto contagion in the bear market was happening. When FTX went down, or no, not FTX, when Celsius went down, 3 Arrows Capital and Voyager and all those other companies, centralized companies in crypto, when they all went down, $37 was a bounce point. It was the low of this candle over here in the weekly. All right, so $37 is your target higher for Solana, and I think 20 is going to be a good buy level, and that's like a 65%, 70% gain. So that's Sol. Not looking great here in the short term. Curious what this is showing. Yeah, red dots, red line. Again, if it's going to pump, it's going to pump from right now, from right here, 200 daily EMA. But realistically speaking, it will look to break these lows and come down into that next lower demand zone. See, Randy says, what do you think about the Telegram bots like Unibot? So the Telegram bots was just another kind of hype thing, in my opinion. I don't know how long this goes on for. So the original Telegram bot was the Maestro bot. It essentially just allows you to buy and sell any ERC20 token with one little tap on Telegram. It acts as a wallet for you, and it executes orders instantly. So it's great for meme coin trading, for on-chain trading. The thing that concerns me with stuff like that is if we look at the total 3. The total 3 is the crypto market cap excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. It essentially shows you the capital inflows and outflows of altcoins. And what concerns me with not just the bots, but really all of the altcoin market, is that no new money is coming in. right? We did see some money get injected in January that lasted until February. We made a slightly higher high in April at $406 billion. Right now it's at $337 billion. From the highs of this year, the total altcoin market cap is down 17%. And again, it's just sinking lower and lower and lower, bleeding. So what does this mean, and why should this concern you as well? It means that no new money is coming into the market. So how these coins are pumping like this, it's just rotation from one to the next. What does that mean? It means there probably will be a new trend that does come along, and that money that's currently in stuff like Unibot and some of the other bots out there, this is like the best one, and it's holding better than the rest. It does look a little bit toppy now though, right? We had the big pump. Now we're seeing some distribution, right? A lot of people are taking profits because they all bought it down here. Would I recommend buying Unibot at 130 mil market cap? No, absolutely not. Right, the pump already happened, guys. Now this price action, it shows people are taking profits. You got some people buying dips, right? But you know, it's up like 10,000% from down here. That's actually only 200%. But you get what I'm trying to say. So it's concerning the fact that it's just a rotation game. There's no new money coming in. It's the same people selling one token to buy the next new shiny object. And most people in crypto have the shiny object syndrome, where they see something new and flashy come along and they think, I gotta buy that. They get the FOMO, their emotions, they start to sweat. They're like, this is the new best thing. I need to sell what I have right now. I need to jump into this new thing. In the long run, that's really gonna make you pay big time, and you're gonna end up with basically like no capital left if you continue to do that over time, right? You could get lucky and maybe hit a huge win if you play the rotation. The problem with that is you don't see anything fully to fruition, right? You give up on stuff too early because you have shiny object syndrome. And that's a very negative thing to have in your life. I don't recommend shiny object syndrome with anything. And that's really what we're seeing with the Telegram bots, with all on-chain assets, right? A new one pops up, everybody rushes towards it. So my opinion on the Telegram bots are, it's just a current fad, and I think it will fade away. Just like everything else we've basically seen this year, right? It gets popular for a week to a month. Market continues to stay dry and bleed, and people lose interest, and then something new and shiny pops up, and everybody chases after that one. So I wouldn't put my faith into something like this if you're going to trade stuff like Unibot. Another one, what was it? Omnia bot. This one got no traction whatsoever. This thing was supposed to be the best thing since sliced bread since it launched over here back in late July, right? All the guys on Twitter saying this is the best new Telegram bot. It's better than Unibot. Well, it pumped and then just bled out, right? This is what most of them look like. A few of them have done well, but for the most part, most of the Telegram bots, bot trading things look like this. So yeah, passing fad in my opinion. Michael says 18 people live. Smash the like button. Appreciate you, Michael. Yeah, everybody, smash up that like button right now. Appreciate it. Let's see, where do I think CRV will go from here? And you're asking, why don't I like Kadena KDA? I just don't think that it will. It's just not something that necessarily interests me. Right, okay, it's proof of work and it's a smart contract blockchain. That's great and all, but does anybody use it? No, I talked about this on another live stream a few weeks ago. I know somebody personally that mines Kadena in his basement. And when I heard that, I was just like, why would you choose Kadena to mine? Right, if you're gonna mine anything, I would mine something like Litecoin, because you also mine Dogecoin automatically, and you have Elon Musk behind the helm of Dogecoin. Tons of rumors and speculation right now that Twitter, or X, got to start calling it X now, X is going to become everybody's new bank, global financial hub, and Dogecoin is going to be a big part of that. So if I was going to mine any asset, it would be that. But I don't like Cadena just because I don't necessarily think that it is something worth holding. The only reason it really performed well, it performed well at the end of the last bull run from FOMO, from people trading on emotions, pushing it up to $20. And it's just been nothing but selling since. Okay, and that's because nobody uses it. There's no real, I mean, there is a community around it. People believe in it, but nobody uses the blockchain. Well, that's just my personal opinion. I could be wrong. Anyway, CRV right now still in a very interesting spot. Where was it on January 1st of 2023? It was right here at 53 cents. Where was it at the start of the week on Monday? It was at 50 cents. All right, so despite a good start to the year, going all the way up to $1.25 in February, it's right back to where it does start. And price has memory, remember, okay? So this is a key low on the chart over here at 50 cents. Price came right back to 50 cents with the big hack, with the big exploit. The time to short CRV has likely already passed. You could catch a small swing, right? Maybe if it wants to come down to this trend line, maybe it tests the bear market all-time low over here from the FTX crash at 40 cents. But the worst, in my opinion, has already happened for CRV. And even with the hack on the daily time frame, I'll pull up the RSI here. Even with the hack, your RSI is showing that there's a bit of a positive momentum shift down here at 50 cents. Just hit oversold and it's bouncing now as well. So yeah, the worst is past for CRV. I wouldn't short something like this now, so late after it's already sold off. It already sold off 45%. It's down 30%. Again, major inflection point. If it's gonna recover, it's gonna recover from right here after sweeping your yearly open, after getting hacked for 40 mil and dropping 45% in 3 weeks. Right? If it's gonna make any kind of recovery, it's gonna be from here. And if you compare something like this to Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, any of the other major altcoins, it objectively looks better, right? All the other altcoins are down here below their Monday range lows. CRV right now is above the mid-range. My opinion on CRV is the worst is past, and if it's going to make a recovery, it's going to be from current price. Now, I'm not going to trade this. I mean, it's breaking levels, retesting successfully well, making higher highs, higher lows, 4 hour. Move back up to 70 cents seems appropriate. Got to be careful though, because there's definitely a lot of manipulation around this thing right now, being that it just got hacked, a lot of volatility. So it's easy to kind of move it if you're a market maker. But yeah, move back up to 70 seems appropriate. 73. And I'm not taking this, but if you were to, you can target 70, 73 cents. It will recover eventually, and it will be up over $1. It's going to be just like January, where it doesn't move like this, right? It's going to leave everybody sidelined in the dust. This will happen. I don't know when it will happen, but it will again. Right, we're gonna get something like this. If you're sidelined, you'll be left in the dust. I don't know if that time is now, if it's next week or next month, or end of year. But yeah, CRV, worst is past. So to answer your question, I think it goes up to 73 cents from here, Michael. What do you think of Conflux? Good to hold for the long term. I don't know enough about Conflux to speak about if it's good or not to hold for the long term. Oh, CFX, actually I do. This is a good Chinese layer 1 blockchain. I believe they are partnered with like the Chinese government. And they have some other interesting things happening for them. So yeah, I haven't done extensive research into this project, but from what I know and what I've done, what research I've done before, it does seem like something worth holding, right? It's not a complete piece of trash like most of the stuff you see on the market. Anyways, back to the charts. So Chainlink right now, as you see here, Chainlink on the 12-hour time frame is an example of a chart that looks very weak. Why does Chainlink look very weak right now? Well, the most reliable major shift in market direction that I've noticed over my past 5+ years of trading is a higher time frame trend line break. And whether you look at the 12-hour time frame on Chainlink or the daily time frame on Chainlink, you have a higher time frame trend line break right here at $7.25. All right, yesterday's daily candle was that trend line break. Okay, so all in all, this is an example of something that looks horrendous. As you see, I already have a short trade drawn up here on the chart. And yeah, when these trend lines break on the higher time frame, almost always, unless you see a quick reclaim, a quick deviation, you get back in it, but almost always it signals further downside ahead. Okay, so Link right now, definitely look for shorts. Maybe we get some kind of weekend scam pump back up to the $7 area or $7.50 area. Look for shorts on Link, because this trend line break is saying that this thing wants to go lower. Every time it's held, again, going back to June, every time it's been touched, it's held, bounce. Now clean breakdown, right? On bearish, super bearish candle in the daily time frame. So yeah, Link looking horrendous. These orange lines are going to be your price targets for the short as it's making its way down lower. All right, you don't have to hold your entire trade down to the yearly open price over here. Mainly start of the year over here, $5.56. You don't have to hold your entire trade into down here, because there's no telling it will get down there, right? You want to manage your trade by taking profits along the way, which is why I have these orange lines marked. But yeah, Link is an example of something that just looks horrendous, right? Like we said on Ethereum above these trend lines, and it's still kind of clinging on to these support levels. So there's still some hope that it could possibly bounce from support, which it's on right now. But something like Link is not that at all. It lost its levels already, and it's just showing a lot of weakness. So yeah, Link is an example of a chart that looks absolutely horrendous. And is one that you would want to look for shorts on. Now looking at some others, Arbitrum. Okay, so I posted Arbitrum today in the Free Crypto Empire Telegram as well. But the main basis with all of that analysis, right, the main basis with all of this is Bitcoin, right? These altcoins are going to follow the direction of Bitcoin. So yes, Arbitrum is in this descending channel. This is bullish, right? Descending is bullish. Ascending would be bearish, right? If price was doing something like this, we would look for that channel to break down. Basically what Link is doing right now, right? This right, Link. And this ascending broadening wedge, that's bearish. A descending channel, a descending wedge would be bullish. All right, so Arbitrum is looking okay compared to a lot of these other coins that we see. It's still not great, and it's also rejecting from the channel. Okay, and it's also on this pretty obvious horizontal support over here at around $1.15, $1.10. But what scares me is this rejection on the daily candle, right? It was looking okay this morning with price trying to break out from the channel, but now we're back into it. So a daily close like this means that we got rejected from resistance, sitting on this big support level, but the channel support lower is down here at $1.05. Okay, so Arbitrum as well is something that looked okay this morning. As the daily candle began to develop more, it's now not looking great. So a rejection from here at 115, 116 means that 105, 109 to 105 is next. Definitely not the best risk reward at a 1.65. Your stop above this high. But the chart right now is saying that it wants to go lower. And also this rejection is right at our Monday low as well. So price failing to get back into the Monday range, failing to break out from the channel line. All in all, it's looking weak. Arbitrum not looking great at all. Optimism, very similar coin to Arbitrum. Now I tried a short on Optimism yesterday. I got stopped out. And it looks like the market wants me to reshort it to get my money back. This looks really toppy. I bet you there's, let's see if there's a ton of T signals for top. Reversals, no T's. Reversals. All right. Regardless, whatever time frame you look at, you have bearish divergence. Really scammy wick on Monday, up to 177. Tested it, rejected. Now it's looking pretty bleak. This looks like it would be a good short now. I was basically just too early yesterday trying to short it. And 5%, I don't love that. Yeah, let's just look at this. Again, you got a trend line here. Hasn't broken yet, but there's an obvious decrease in momentum up here at $1.75. You can see that with your RSI tool. I can just tell by looking at the price action. The double top, call it an M, call it a double top, call it whatever you want, but it's bearish. Optimism OP looked okay again this morning, but as the day continued to develop, we got a cleaner picture and it's just looking worse and worse and worse. Okay, so OP, another one that shifted today from looking okay to looking not great. But we'll see what happens when it comes to this trend line. If you want to wait for a confirmation short entry, wait for it to break this trend line. Then the retest, you enter on that, catch the move, the actual move. Right? Anything up here, right? Anything, this is not a move, right? This would be the actual move. That hasn't happened yet. So we looked at OP. I was looking at Reef Finance. Reef is something that launched in like the start of the last bull run. Binance had it on their launch pad. And it was like the next big DeFi project on Polkadot, but it's been completely dead since that point. But I was looking at the chart, and the chart is interesting to me. I mean, like something like this, where if it starts the year over here at 0.0022 cents, and 8 months later in the year, while most of the market is up, it's down here at 0.0014 cents. It means that something's wrong here. Okay, somebody is selling a lot of Reef. It's probably the team, or it's probably VCs who got into the pre-sale. Could be Binance. Binance had their launch pad in 2021, late 2020. But the reason I was looking at the chart and found it interesting, let me get this off, clean this up, is very simple. You hit your 0.27 fib extension lower, okay? It's setting up for an 88.6 double bottom if it's going to play out. Big sell-off, big capitulation wick in June, and coming back to the June lows. If you're not familiar with the 88.6, it's a double bottom on the fib, right? You have a big sell-off into the low, you bounce. Usually you'll put in a mini double top, and then you'll come to the 88.6. You'll double bottom, and then you'll pump. Now on Reef, you look at the chart, you got your big move in, bounce, you got your double top, and you look for the 88.6 entry, and hasn't given it just yet. Sitting at the 78.6 or 88.6 is just one lower. Reason I like the 88.6, it's the square root of the golden ratio at 61.8. But yeah, if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen from here. Otherwise, this thing is completely doomed. I don't own any Reef. I haven't really traded any Reef ever. But I was just looking at the chart, and I see that, right? I see that pattern. But overall, I probably won't touch this thing, and I don't really recommend that you guys touch it either. Anyways, let me catch up with our chat. See what's going on. Paulo Harris says, Connor, can you have a Y-Cough on the weekly during a relief rally? So Paul, I said this earlier in the stream, but I don't actually trade using the Y-Cough accumulation pattern, so I can't really speak on it. If I don't know about something, I won't talk about it. We got Rigoberto Chavez Jr. here with us in the building. Shout out to Rigoberto, long-time Crypto Empire supporter, the absolute man. Follow Rigoberto on Twitter, by the way. Give him a follow. Let's see, Therese has another one. Last one. In your experience, is this time traditionally when Altseason starts, when no one is interested in Bitcoin, you go sideways? Bitcoin may just keep accumulating in a box from 31K to 28K. So Teresa, no, not necessarily. Usually when alt season starts, we kind of see Bitcoin pump first, and like kind of do something crazy with a huge pump. And then when it cools off after the pump happens is when we see altcoins get the capital rotated into them. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So Bitcoin really started to move. We're going to use Bitcoin. I'm going to pull up Matic side by side. Make it easy and simple for everybody with some popular coins. Everybody knows Matic. Weekly time frame side by side. Matic on the right, Bitcoin on the left. And this is how most altcoins kind of played out last cycle too. So how it usually happens, even if we look at the June of 2019, or the summertime rally of 2019, when the previous Litecoin halving happened, the new Litecoin halving happened a few days ago. The last one was 2019. But you know, you have the big market pump. Change this 1 second. My head is in the way. Apologies about that. There you go. All right, so this is the 2019 pump. Even with that, you know, altcoins followed Bitcoin. And then in 2020, 2021, you can see Bitcoin broke out in October. Then it started going straight up for multiple months. Matic didn't break out. Look on the right side of your screen now. Matic didn't break out until January of 2021. Okay, so Bitcoin started a few months earlier. And that's usually what we see across most assets. There are going to be times where you'll see something, you know, just go on a crazy pump while Bitcoin is doing nothing, or Bitcoin is pumping as well. But usually altcoin seasons start after Bitcoin already has a really big move, and then we see the capital rotate into the smaller coins. That's usually how it goes. Essentially, all you need to know is we got to see Bitcoin start doing well if we're going to see altcoins do well as well. The most important thing. We got Make Money with Harry with us as well. Shout out to Harry. Thanks for being here. Sheriff DeMars, hello. Are we still in a bear market? So Bitcoin, no, not necessarily. Ethereum, not necessarily either. But altcoins, yes. Right, altcoins compared to Bitcoin and Ethereum are not doing jack. Redacted. Opie Whale says, thoughts on LINA? It's been holding, but not sure how long it'll hold. Take a look at LINA. And let me see. What was the question earlier? Convex from David. CVX and LINA. Yeah, so I mean, I know this is right there with Curve, and the chart basically looks exactly like Curve, but it actually looks a little bit worse. Again, major inflection point. Huge start to the year. Huge start to the year. Went from $3 to $7. Now it's right back at 3. Right? Start here. I'm going to make myself smaller. I know you guys enjoy seeing my face in the bottom left side of your screen, but it takes up too much screen space for the chart. Anyways, we start the year here. We go here. We're back here. Back to where it all started. Only hope, only optimism I have for you, David, if you're holding CVX and you're buying it here, is the fact that you just SFP'd the yearly low. Right, this low happened in January. You look at what happened a few days ago. Drop below the level. buyer stepped in and reclaimed it. Okay, so your big hope here is that this is just one good old deviation and it starts to push up from here. If that doesn't happen, well, then it's going to be making some new lows. All right, it's at a critical point on the chart. It probably is towards its bottom. Again, the big move kind of already happened over the past few weeks. In the middle of July, it was at $4.27. Now it's at $3.12. Right, that's a 27% drop to current price. And you're at the biggest support level on the chart. So if it's going to recover, this is going to be a bottom. If not, well then, you know, it's toast. Stick a fork in it. It's completely done. For now, at least. But yeah, if you're a value buyer, if you're a value shopper, if you like buying things on discounts, you got one here. It's at the bottom. Let's take a look at LINA now. LINA looking pretty good. It is compressing very hard. I say it's looking good because it's at the highest point it's been all week long. Right? If you look at the weekly chart, having a pretty good week. But it's compressing quite hard. You can really see that on the 12-hour. Got this wacky June range where it went up to 3 cents. Now it's back to 1.3 cents. Not sure what caused that. But a pretty tight compression happening on this chart. And you know, it's breaking out from the symmetrical triangle higher. Doesn't mean too much though, because the thing is, crypto, like I said earlier in the stream, you know, this is like a scam market. The price action is so scammy and kind of unreliable, especially with these basic TA chart patterns. Because listen, at this point in 2023, you know, the internet's been, social media, it's been booming for over a decade. Social media has. Trading's gotten very popular. You go to any trading page on Instagram, they all have their post of like common chart patterns, symmetrical triangle, descending wedge, ascending wedge, right? So market makers know that people look at stuff like this, so they manipulate it. All right, so it doesn't mean much that we're breaking out, because we can just go right up to this resistance level at 1.5 cents, and then the actual move could be lower. And this happens all the time, especially with your symmetrical triangle, right? You don't believe me? Go and back test it, right? Look at all the symmetrical triangles that you see across any different altcoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum. They usually always do this and then juke. They juke you, or they go lower and then they actually pump higher. A lot of head fakes with these things, so that's why I'm a little bit weary of this. Looks okay though. It's kind of one big zone the price has been spending a lot of time in. Call this a point of control, if you will. Green box. The market cap on this. Not that it matters, I'm just curious. 76 mil. Yeah, it hasn't made any higher highs, man, so you're in some profits right now, and the way that everything else looks, so maybe consider taking some off the table. This is definitely bullish. Reclaim, breakout, retest, hold. I would look to use these as your targets. I wouldn't take an entry from current price, but if you're already in, I would use 1.4 and then 1.53 as targets higher. And then probably move on to the next one. Connor, do you think Algo will ever come back from the low? So Algo, another one that has looked like death for quite a while now. Something's wrong here. Something's very wrong here. Right, if Algorand is what it says it is, if it is what they market themselves as the green blockchain, the founder is an MIT professor, you know, they have relationships with central banks and other huge governing bodies and stuff like that. Where even is Algo? Market cap on Algo nowadays, thing dropped way lower. Right, if Algo is what it says it is, it should come back. But there's something very wrong happening here. The fact that most likely, again, it's just like the insiders, the people that made it, the team or the early VCs. This is a VC blockchain. This was funded all by VCs, right? They're selling this in huge mass quantities. This is the weekly time frame. Every single week, sell, 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 sell. They're just selling this thing. So yeah, hopefully they run out of coins to sell soon and it does make a comeback. But I mean, this thing is at the March of 2020 lows, right? This was the generational bottom for Bitcoin. Bitcoin dropped to like 3K here. And here's Algo sitting on that exact price level when the world was in flames and everybody was in panic, selling all of their assets for cash, freaking out. And here's Algo just right back there. Something's wrong. I don't know if it's going to make a comeback. Back at the start of the year, I thought it was going to make a comeback and break above this level. But I made a video on Algo saying to watch for the breakout above this level at 27 cents. Didn't happen. Rejected. And then just every single week, massive amounts of selling. Amounts of selling. Throat's a little parched. Yeah. Something wrong with this thing. And we'll see if it does make a comeback, but I wouldn't even lose sleep over Algo at this point. I would be more interested in other coins in the market. Shout out to CR08 coming in to the live stream. Good to have you here, CR08. Chef Damar says best time for accumulation / DCA now. Right, I mean this I'm bearish in this live stream right now, but I'm kind of talking about like the short-term price action that's going to happen over the next 1 to 2 weeks or so. But on the grand scheme of things, on the grand scheme of everything right now, these are pretty good prices compared to where I think it will be in 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 2026. Right, these are good prices. And you're going to be able to have many multiples from the current price levels. So yeah, good time to DCA accumulate right now. I'm doing it. Hey Connor, what do you think about Richard Hart and the SEC? Listen, I don't like bashing on Richard Hart, but the way anybody who uses lifestyle marketing Lamborghinis, Gucci bags, mink coats, obsessive jewelry, right? I mean, Richard Hart's kind of an exception, but when you see like a smaller guy using lifestyle marketing, like some random dude, almost 9.9 times out of 10. I don't like using this term either, but almost 9 times out of 10, they're a scammer, right? Lifestyle marketing is the biggest red flag. I've been doing this social media thing for a little bit of time now, and I've seen the behind the curtain of things, right? I've lived in Bali, I've lived in Thailand, I've seen it all. I've seen behind the curtains of most of these people, and when they use the lifestyle marketing, they always are basically full of redacted. So yeah, be careful of that. But Richard Hart, I mean, he made the coin. It pumped thousands of %. It's still up from its original kind of launch price. I don't know. I think it's kind of blown out of proportion. I don't hate Richard Hart. I think he's kind of a beast. So I don't know. I don't know what to make of the whole situation. I haven't lost any respect for him. CRO says Hex is a scam. It is, right? It is a Ponzi scheme. There's no doubt about that. But what isn't in this market? Algo isn't. Okay, sure, Algo was created by some MIT professor, and it has a relationship with central banks and all these other big NGOs and stuff like that. Look at the chart. That's a scam. Like, what isn't a scam in this market? All these coins are created out of thin air, created from VC money. The VCs just dump on retail, right? Like, everything in this market is essentially a scam. So you can't just say Hex is a scam and not anything else. Everything here is a Ponzi. That's just kind of, or most things I should say. Things like Bitcoin, Litecoin, they have over a decade of network value from all of the mining energy that's put into them. So those are a little bit different, right? That gives it intrinsic value. But yeah, most of this stuff is like, you can put it in the same exact category as Hex. Randy asking about Maker. Yeah, I mean, come on, what? Chainlink, right? XRP team has been confirmed selling just so many of their tokens over the past however many years, right? It's the team creates the token and they just sell on you. Like, they're basically all scams. Look at Maker. Yazin says, thanks for your honest opinion on the Richard Hart question. You're a legend, bro. Usually other YouTubers hate, but you're cool and you're always honest. You're the best crypto YouTuber. Thank you, Yazin. I appreciate you seeing that in me, and I appreciate you saying that. Thanks for your support. Okay, so Maker. First things first. Hold this fib, and it's right at the 61.8 fib extension. Okay? So that's one bearish thing on the chart. Second thing would be the sweep. Yeah, this is a short, Randy. Maker is a short. Second thing is the sweep that happened on Wednesday of the previous week high. Try to break out. Sellers rejected back in. Also, Monday range high deviation. Also, you have price making higher highs. RSI making higher lows. Or lower highs. Sorry, lower highs. Okay, that's bearish divergence. So that's three things I look for when determining which direction something is going to go next. And Yeah, everything in this chart is saying it wants to go lower. I wouldn't necessarily say that the sky will fall and it's going to completely crash back down to 1,000, which it actually could though, because your daily 200 EMA is at $825. So if it's going to come and retest the EMA, which it hasn't since the start of July, it's going to come crash sub 1,000. But just for a trade, yeah, I would look back towards 1,200 to 1,100 on Maker. Looks likely next. Saw ADK saying putting in that weekly dollar cost average. CRO asking about Musk and Zuck. So Musk and Zuck, what these are wild card. These are wild card plays. I say that because there's a big risk involved. It's waiting and banking on the fight between Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg actually happening. Now there's a lot of buzz around the event. You can go to the official UFC store and you can see the new collection is the Zuckerberg versus Musk t-shirt. Right? They're selling these things for $40 on the official UFC store. Dana White is on video saying that both guys have said they agree to fight each other. They just need to set a date for it to happen. So there's a lot of buzz that this is actually going to happen. And if it does, well, guess what? Musk and Zuck, these two tokens, are going to rip. Right? They're going to 10x, 20x plus easily. But the risk is if the fight doesn't actually happen ever. Okay, so understand the risk involved if you're going to play these. But you know, in terms of the chart, yeah, that's it. Right? When people found out about it, a bunch of people bought it. It got pumped up to like a 10 mil market cap, and then it just slowly bled back down to where it started at a $1 million market cap. So if you like this narrative, if you want to take a bit of a risk, it's a total wild card, but there's a pretty decent chance it happens. This is going to be like the easiest money you've ever made in your life, but it's not that easy because a lot of risk is taken with something like this. But yeah, they are going to airdrop 75% of the taxes to the winning team. And then the winning team also, the other 25%, if Elon wins, they're going to give away a Tesla. And if Zuck wins, they're going to give away 30K to one winner and 1,000 each to 20 winners. And as of right now, with taxes, almost $70,000 has been collected from the buy and sell taxes in the token. This is all going to go back to the holder of the winning team token. So I like it. I'm a huge UFC fan. It's my favorite sport. I would love to see these guys fight. And it makes sense. But you need to understand the risk if you're going to play these as well. Yeah, I mean, the UFC is a business and they want to make money. They know if the fight happens, they're going to be able to generate probably billions of dollars from it. So that's Musk and Zuck. And then CRO also asking about the Monkeys token. So the Monkeys token doing nothing, basically. It's just more people giving up. And what I talked about in the beginning of the stream with the rotation game, people are rotating. They have the shiny object syndrome. They don't want to stick with any given thing for more than 1, 2 weeks, 1 month. If they don't see anything happen between that time frame, they'll sell it and jump on something new and shiny that pops up in the on-chain crypto casino. So that's what we're seeing on Monkeys. On the 12-hour, we have a nice red bar. It looks like another big seller capitulated and exited. That's fine for them. If you look at the on-chain metrics of monkeys, you'll see that the average holder, their max profit right now is like less than a 2x. It's like a 1.8x, which means that most people are not in profit, and even the people that are in profit at this point in time are at an 80% profit. Okay, when they were up like 40x, right? Myself, 40x up here. So the only people still in are the people that actually believe it's going to turn into something. And I do believe monkeys will actually turn into something. Elon Musk has not deleted his Twitter list just yet. We'll go check that out right now. Check out Elon. Click those dots. Go view lists. Monkeys is still right here. So yeah, I do believe that this will make a comeback. And the only people still holding this thing, it's right back to where it started. The only people that are still holding are the people that actually believe it's going to do something. Most people aren't at a profit. They aren't a profit. They're not even at a 2x on average. So got to be close to a bottom, in my opinion. And this was not a pump and dump. It looks like one, but the liquidity is so low. If 5% of the overall supply, total supply is 500 bill, I believe like 120 bill is in Vitalik Buterin's wallet, and it was blacklisted, so we can't sell before the contract was renounced. It's now a contract that's renounced, so it cannot be changed. But before it was renounced, they sent a big chunk of the supply to Vitalik Buterin's wallet and blacklisted him, so he can't sell. It's just holding in the Vitalik.eth wallet. So yeah, what I was saying, this wasn't a pump and dump. It's just a very low liquidity coin where you only need like 5% of the supply to be sold all at once to cause a huge liquidation cascade down lower. And that's with everything. Pepe is the same exact way. Pepe liquidity super thin, but the core holding base just hasn't sold any tokens. It's obviously kind of like an insider group running that show, and they just held like 80% of the supply that they bought at the very, very bottom for like 1 ETH. They get like 50% of the supply. I mean, that's kind of an exaggeration, but you get the point of what I'm saying. If you have the strong core holders holding the majority of the supply, then you get something like Pepe, where it goes to $1 billion market cap. But yeah, monkeys, it was a very widespread distributed token, and it was very easy for anybody to get 5% of the supply, 10% of the supply. And if they sell that all at once, then this happens. Okay, so we're right back at where it started. I think that this is at the bottom or towards the bottom. But with that being said, Friday night, 7:40 p.m. I'm going to get going right now. I'll be back on Sunday for another live stream, just 2 days away. So please have some patience. I'll be back. Also, follow me on Twitter. Follow the free Telegram group. Twitter here. I changed my Twitter handle to CSell Crypto. All right, so this is me, CSell Crypto on Twitter. Give me a follow. And join the free Telegram group. If you guys want to join the free Discord, or not the free Discord group, you can join the Discord. Go to my link tree. Go to the link tree over here, and you can join the Discord. But if you want access to everything in the Discord, you need to go to my website and sign up there for full access. But you can join the Discord group right now through the link tree. Come hang out in there if you want. Join the free Telegram. Follow me on Twitter. You guys know where to find me. And I'll be back here very soon. Appreciate you all being here. Smash that like button if you haven't smashed it yet. And yeah, right now, all in all, market is not looking great. Expecting ETH BTC to go lower. ETH, in case anybody wasn't paying attention, you got your new bull market trend line going back to the FTX lows. This is going to come into play right around $1,760. Bitcoin, just to recap, main level I'm looking at lower, 27,700. And altcoins, are probably going to follow suit in the same exact direction. So that's what we're looking at right now. Hope you guys all enjoyed this Friday evening live stream. I know I enjoyed doing it for you guys. And I'll see you guys in a little bit. So be patient with me. Come check out the Sunday live stream and subscribe to the channel if you're new here.